Professor, what does it have to relate tzedek with medicine and investigation?
Well, tzedek means, and translated in the book of Psalms, is righteousness. I think righteousness is different from justice. Righteousness combines justice with humane, with personalized approach, and I think that's is what hospitals in general are all about, and Shaare Zedek in particular. We are today a 1,000-bed hospital that really serves the Jerusalem community in particular and the Israeli community at large with almost everything that modern medicine has to offer. And although we are a 1,000-bed hospitals, we try to do it with individualized, humane, empathic care. And I think that's exactly righteousness.
When you speak about 1,000 beds, for many it will look too much, for others will look small. What does it mean to have 1,000 beds?
Size hospital. Small community hospitals are usually 150 to 300 beds. Then middle-sized hospitals that serve larger communities usually have many of the departments, but not all of them, are usually between 300, 350 to 800. Once you cross the 800 number, you're usually a university hospital affiliated with a medical school, training students, having nursing schools, and serving the community with the more sophisticated, advanced aspect of modern medicine, like departments of cardiothoracic surgery, an elaborate department for plastic surgery, research institutes, genetics, and so on and so forth.
That's exactly what I was going to ask you. You have different specialties. You are a hospital, but you also do a lot of investigation, like genetics, like older people, and other areas that they are not common to be in a hospital to be investigated, like maternity. You are one of the biggest maternity hospitals in Israel. Why to do this investigation, and why do a hospital does it? Because many of the times they do it at the university and you just have doctors that cure.
It's a very good question. I believe that the missions that every hospital in the world, especially the large comprehensive ones, have 4 missions: to save lives, to alleviate pain and suffering, including physical and emotional pain, to train the next generation of nurses, of physicians, residents, this is postgraduate training, allied professions to medicine, like physiotherapy, like occupational therapy. And the 4th mission is to contribute to world research. You are 100% right that a lot of medical research is done in universities, in the life science departments, biology departments, but the research done in a hospital could be either basic research that oriented to the clinics, to the patients, translational research where you take the fruits of this research from the test tube, from the bench to the bedside, or pure clinical research where you use patients, you describe large series, you try a new medication. You need to do this kind of research in hospitals, and usually our researchers collaborate with the researchers from the university.
No, the best place to do like that, a research of what's happening with something ill, when somebody is ill, it can be in the hospital because you can and get more information direct from the person.
Exactly.
One of that things that you got, it's everything about genetics, about what happens, or if somebody can get any illness or cure them before they are ill. Is that correct? Is that something that you are experimenting or trying to do it in?
You know, genetic engineering is not very developed these days. Maybe it will be in the future, but we can do something parallel to that. And I'll give you a very interesting example. If a couple has a child at home affected with a genetic disease, some of the names of the diseases you are familiar with: cystic fibrosis, fragile X, Tay-Sachs. We can today, through collaboration between in vitro fertilization and genetics, we can advise the couple, although you have no fertility problem, do your next pregnancy through IVF. You take the sperm from the husband, you take the egg, the ovum from the wife, you connect them together in the test tube, and you can select only healthy babies that will not have this disease. This is something very innovative that is done not only in Shaare Tzedek, but we are very advanced. We have over 400 normal, healthy babies born to families with bad genes, where we prevented, through cooperation between the fertility department and the genetic department, we prevented the birth of a defected, sick child.
Right. That brings me to an important question. Is that genetics that you are doing to get healthy child, to do it in vitro instead of natural way, let's say it, is not playing like God, and you are a religious person. It's not that playing like to be God. What does that mean?
Not at all. I mean, to play God is to try and create a new human being, to create a cell, to clone someone. This is not creating. Modern medicine, which goes hand in hand with the Jewish law, brought to our doorstep back in 1978 the IVF technology. And in 2000, the genome was decoded. So we combined these two inventions in medicine. The genome, that we can really decode and sequence the DNA, and the fact that we can produce a baby, which is not something that God did not create. We took the sperm from the husband and we took the egg from the wife. If we would try to invent the sperm and the egg, that would be playing God. But using what God gave us, the sperm and the ovum, and just connecting them together in the test tube and seeing to it that the genetics will be fine, that's helping God in creating healthy people. That's not going against God.
So you are helping God, creating different people or saving it. It's not that saying that God going against what God wants and He will send us whatever He wants and it will happen with us.
If you ask even the strictest rabbis, they will tell you that this is totally permissible, and not only permissible, desirable, to create healthier patients. We do not create them from nothing. We create them from the cells that God gave us. God or nature depends on your religious view.
And what other areas are you experimenting or trying or investigating, because you are doing many things with kids, with mothers, we already say. What other areas are the ones that Shaare Tzedek are doing with that, in that to have a better and healthy Jewish community, a better and healthy Israeli community, and a better and healthy world community?
So again, we do a lot of preventive tests. We try to locate bad genes. I don't know if you heard about, it's more common in Jewish Ashkenazi women, the BRCA gene,
yes,
that exposes them to breast cancer.
Exactly, it's one of
the.
the.
We are doing a lot of screening tests, and we are following these women to try to detect the cancer when it's very early. Sometimes you do even preventive surgery. You do a bilateral double mastectomy and reconstruction. So we definitely...
It's very used now in the United States that to have
also
them...
Also in Shaare Tzedek.
Right.
We do tens of this kind of surgeries a year.
And it's not a problem for young girls to say they are doing me a mastectomy in early before I have chills, or it's recommended to do it?
It's recommended for certain women when they carry very high risk. If a 20-year-old girl lost her mother at age 45 to breast cancer, lost her aunt, maybe her granddaughter, and she's found to carry these genes, we can prevent both breast cancer and ovarian cancer by special counseling and surveillance of this. And when the time comes, when she finished planning the family, we will offer her, of course with her consent, we will give her the data. What is your chance to develop cancer if you don't do it? What is your chance to prevent this cancer if you do it? And she will make a decision.
But this has to be very expensive. Do you only attend private people that want to know if they can get any disease, or if their child is going to be born with a problem? Do you only attend private? You have 1,000 beds. I think you
not
can.
At all, not at all, not private at all. I'm very proud that Israel has a national health insurance system where every citizen pays a little bit less than 5%, 4.8% of his or her salary as health tax, and in return, all these examinations and checkups that I just mentioned in genetics are covered. They don't have to pay. And we get the money from the medical insurers. So it's not at all. Everybody is entitled to that. You don't have to be rich in order to perform these tests and to have this preventive medicine.
That's incredible, and that's something incredible in Israel. When you say every Israeli citizen, it's only for Jewish citizens or for...
Not at all, not at all. 21% of our population are Arabs, and if they are citizens, all the citizens of East Jerusalem, of the Golan Heights, all the Arabs in the Galilee, they have the same rights and they pay the same taxes.
And they can get this free tax also, and
Same thing.
same
There
thing.
is no discrimination in the healthcare system in Israel.